Hello, welcome everyone. Moving to universal credit from legacy benefits. Universal credit is replacing 6 benefits called legacy benefits. So legacy benefits are housing benefit, income-related employment and support allowance, income-based job seekers allowance, child tax credit, working tax credit, and income support. You cannot usually make a new claim for these benefits. If you already get one of them, you will have to move on to universal credit by 2029. You can stay on them for now unless you get a letter from the Department for Work and Pensions telling you to claim universal credit by the deadline date, or if your situation changes in certain ways. For example, you might need to claim universal credit if you have separated from a partner or moved to a different council area. If you have had a letter telling you to claim universal credit, what you have to do depends on what is in the letter. So if the letter gives a deadline for you to claim universal credit, it is a migration notice. So the deadline should be at least 3 months after the date the notice was sent. If your letter doesn't have a deadline, you don't have to claim universal credits unless you choose or you want to. Even if the letter says you will have to claim universal credit in future. You will not be able to go back to your old benefits after you claim. If you have got a migration notice, you should claim universal credit by the deadline on the letter. Your old benefits will stop after the deadline. If you claim universal credit before the deadline, the Department for Work and Pension might pay you extra to stop you being worse off. And this is called transitional protection. So this means if you would get less on universal credit than your old benefits, you will get the extra amount to make up the difference. So the Department for Work and Pension reduced the extra amount over time. So you will eventually just get what you normally would on universal credit. So transitional protection also means you might be able to get universal credit when you wouldn't usually be entitled to. So for example, if you are a full-time student who wouldn't usually get universal credit, you can usually get it until the end of your course. So if you get tax credits and if you have over £16,000 in savings, you can get universal credit for up to a year. So this is a type of transitional protection called a transitional capital disregard. If you cannot claim by the migration deadline, if the deadline hasn't passed yet, you can ask the Department for Work and Pension to extend it. So you can only ask for this before the original deadline in the letter. So if the Department for Work and Pension agree, they will send you a new deadline. If the deadline has passed, you can still get transitional protection if you claim universal credit up to a month after the deadline. The end of the month is called the final deadline. If you claim after the final deadline, you can still claim universal credit, but you cannot get the transitional protection. Claiming universal credit. If you claim universal credit, you will usually get one payment each month, and you usually have to manage your claim online. So it will usually take 5 weeks to get your first universal credit payment, but it could take longer. Your old benefits might stop before your universal credit starts. So it depends on what legacy benefit payments you receive. So if you claim before the deadline from the Department for Work and Pension, your tax credits stop the day before you claim universal credit. If you receive housing benefit or income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, and income support, that will stop 2 weeks after you claim universal credit. If you claim universal credit after the deadline from the Department of Work and Pension, your tax credits stop the day before the deadline from the Department of Work and Pension. But your housing benefit, income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, and income support, that will stop 2 weeks after the deadline from the Department of Work and Pension. You will only get the extra 2 weeks payments if you are still eligible for the benefit. So you will not need to pay the extra payments, and that will not affect how much universal credit you will get. What happens if your situation changes? If you haven't had a migration notice, you might still be better off claiming universal credit. If your work, home, or family situation changes. So some changes will end your benefit claim. So claiming universal credit might be the only way to replace them. You cannot usually make a new claim for pension credit or housing benefit if you are over the state pension age, but you have a partner under state pension age. You can only make a new claim for pension credit or housing benefit if both the following apply. So if you or your partner reached state pension age before the 15th of May 2019, and if you have been claiming housing benefit or pension credit as part of the same couple since before the 15th of May 2019. So if you have got any more questions about managed migration letter, please do not hesitate to ask. You might have some questions, obviously. Please put any comments below, and I will try my best to answer them for you. And obviously, if you liked my video, please click the like button and please subscribe my channel. Bye for now.